everyone, my name is James and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be going through everything that I read in January. I somehow read 13 books in January, which is a massive step up from the 2 I read in December. So let's get through this. So the first thing I read this month was a series, and it is the Hunger Games series. That's the wrong way. The Hunger Games series. Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay. These were all fantastic and I highly recommend them. Please go read them. So I hadn't read these since primary school, so I thought, why not just do a reread, you know? Like, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes movies just came out. I haven't actually read that one yet. I was going to read it right after these, but I needed a break from the world because these were heavier than I remember. I don't know how I got through it when I was 12. But I highly recommend these. It's social commentary. It's the Hunger Games. It's great. Go read them. Oh yeah, and they're like 5 stars. They're 5 stars. Next is Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake. This was slated as my favourite book of the year. Now that it's been like a bit since I've read it, I do see some problems with the writing. It's written in purple prose, which I don't usually like because it's hard to understand. It slows the reading down. This is 262 books. Yeah, it took me ages to read. I think it took me 2 days actually. I love the characters in this. I like that they didn't fundamentally change as people when they met each other. Like, they're the same people they were beforehand, they're just now together, and I like that. So if you can get through the purple prose, it is fantastically written. I love Olivia Blake's writing style. This was the second book of hers that I've read, the first one being Masters of Death, but I like it. And I like how it's sort of written like a script, like half narrative, half script. You get a narrator that interjects every now and then, and the narrator changes every single time. Like, I really like that. And this cover is absolutely amazing. I did see this at work and then immediately buy it. I work at Amazon. This was originally 5 stars, but now that I've thought about it a little bit, it's gone down to 4.25. But that's still really good. So, the next book I read was One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. This one I found to be better than Alone with You in the Ether. So this is my favourite of Olivia Blake's books that I've read. I've only read these 3. I haven't read the Atlas 6 yet. I've been told that since I like these ones, I'm not going to like the Atlas 6, but I'm still going to like try it out. But this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling where the 2 families are rival witches. And there's 2 sets of Romeo and Juliet duplicates. So the first set is Lev and Sasha, and the second set is Dima and Masha. It's Russian inspired. It's set in New York. The magic is very interesting. I find Olivia Blake's magic systems incredibly interesting. Like, it just tells you what's on the surface. It doesn't go deep into it. Like in Masters of Death, it mentions other realms. I just find the magic systems interesting, you know. It doesn't unnecessarily go into the world building, you know. Every single piece that you're given is given for a reason, and I like that. I like to imagine like all her books set in the same universe, like in the same world, so there's a chance of these guys running into death and like shit like that. So yeah. This was 4.5 stars. The next book that I read is Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. This is a fantasy murder mystery set on a boat. So it's like fantasy Among Us. I love it. I read this book the day after it came out, and I'm so glad it did because it is absolutely amazing. So if you remember the whole Kate Corrine thing, Frances White was one of the authors that was affected by her. So that's how I found this book, and I'm so glad that I found it because it is so good. Like, I convinced my mother to read this, and she loved it. So, read it. 5 stars. I have a lot of 5 stars this month. It's mainly because of rereads. The next book is Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I have read all bar 2 of her books, and I love every single one of them. I need to read the other books by her. I don't have Love. No, I have them. I haven't read Love on the Brain or the novellas, but I've read The Love Hypothesis, Love Theoretically, and now Check and Mate. This one's my favorite. I love chess. I grew up playing chess. I haven't played in a while. I don't think I'll be as good as I was back then. And I'm nowhere near as good as these people are. Now, this book is amazing. Read it. It is 4.75 stars just because the third act breakup is absolutely stupid. It is the stupidest third act breakup I have ever read. Funny story though, I was obsessing about this book while I was working, and I was all day, I was like, oh, there's gonna be no third act breakup. We're almost done with the book and there's no third act breakup. It was the next page. It was the next page. Like, and it lasted till the end of the book. They got back together on the last page. I hate third act breakups. I don't think they should exist. People down in the comments, recommend me romance books that don't have a third act breakup because they are unnecessary and I hate them. And every single one I have read has a third act breakup and I don't understand it. All of Anna Huang's books, they all have third act breakups. And I really like Anna Huang's books. 4.75 because of the stupid third act breakup. Next, I read another series. This is the Percy Jackson series. I started a Percy Jackson read through on the 26th of January, and I am 8 books down. One of those books, however, I finished in February, so I cannot count towards this. I read the first 5 in 4 days. I absolutely love this series. I first found this series when I was 12. I was in a private school. I was browsing my home library and I found The Lost Hero on the shelf. It was my brother's book. And I started reading it and I had no idea that it was like the second series in a universe. So when I figured it out about halfway through the book. So I was like, hey mum, can you get me the Percy Jackson series? So she did, and I fell in love. And so I actually knew Jason before I knew Percy. So I do really like Jason. He is not in this series. I do really like Percy as well. I like Percy more than Jason, but Jason's quite good. Why am I going off on a tangent about Jason? So my favourite one of the Percy Jackson series is The Titan's Curse, which is number 3. It's always been my favourite because of Nico. Like, Hades was my favourite overall. Fucking love Hades, man. He was great in the show. We need more, like, just chill dude Hades in media because everyone just makes him the villain. And that's not real. That's not true. And my least favourite is Sea of Monsters, mainly because it's my brother's favourite and I don't like my brother. But they're all amazing. They're all great. please read them. Please read them. And these were all 5 stars. And the last book that I read in January is The Red Pyramid, which is the first book in the Kane Chronicles trilogy, which is the second series in the Percy Jackson universe. Yeah, this is Egyptian, whereas Percy Jackson is Greek. I probably should have mentioned that earlier. And it follows Sadie and Carter Kane, who are brother and sister. They grew up apart. They follow their dad into the British Museum where he blows up the Rosetta Stone and they get gods put in them. And it's great. And this is all like on the back of this, so I'm not spoiling anything. But this is a very underrated series in the Percy Jackson universe as a whole, because it doesn't actually connect with any of the other ones. It's just there. It does mention in book 2 Pegasi. It mentions a Pegasus. Carter sees a Pegasus flying over New York. They're based in Brooklyn, so they're like just over the river from Olympus. And there is a crossover like novella series where Percy and Carter and Annabeth and Sadie meet. Really good, 5 stars. And that's all of them together. I somehow read all of this in 1 month. But that is actually really good because I'm trying to read 200 books this year. Because I need to get my TBR down. I have over 400 books on my TBR, but I'm about to get into that. And a note to self, don't film on the floor again. That is it. I hope this goes over well. This is my first time ever doing this, so I'll try and streamline it, make it better in the future months. And I don't know if I'll be doing a February TBR because I'm just want to finish my readathon. I still have 16 books to read in my TBR, in my readathon, so I don't know if I'm gonna finish those. This was great. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I am a new YouTuber, new booktuber. I stream Thursdays at 5 a.m. Eastern time and 10 a.m. GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. So please come join me for that. Thank you for being here. I will see you later. Bye.